now you're here. I can see you. How
Yeah,
are
now,
you?
now I finally got to see you. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I'm doing okay, but I'm really exhausted.
Me too. I'm
Yeah, you
I'm
too?
completely exhausted. Yeah. We're on the same level, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I
are
mean,
you exhausted? What's been going on?
oh, okay. So I have some reason, but did I tell you like I changed my job recently?
Yeah, you were telling me
And
about that the other time. Yeah.
yeah, and then now I work as a barista.
Yeah.
So, and everything is new to me, and I didn't have any background working as a barista. So,
Yeah.
like I'm always learning new things, how to brew coffee and how to explain coffee beans to, like customers. And
Yeah.
it's
It's so
just,
difficult. Yeah.
yeah, it's so difficult, but like, like it's really fun to do.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I don't even feel like I'm working,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Because I'm interested in. So even after I
Yeah.
finish my work, I just study. It's not, I don't
Yeah.
feel it's study, but I work so hard because
Yeah.
I'm really interested in. So it's fun, but just exhausted.
Yeah, definitely. You're exhausted, but you're happy to be exhausted, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
Yeah, I
so
think any kind of job that can any kind of job that can make you feel like that, you're happy to be exhausted, you're happy to learn, it's
yeah.
definitely a good thing for sure. Yeah.
Mm. How about you? How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm exhausted for a couple of reasons.
Mm.
We are moving. I was telling you maybe that the last time that we bought a house, so we're in the middle of moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, we a few days ago we moved everything into the new house,
Yeah. In Italy,
and
right?
yeah, in Italy, yes. And so I still have many things to unpack, to organize. And on top of this, yesterday was my stepson's.
Mm.
It's called a communion, I think,
Mm.
communion. So this is something they do in Italy as Catholics.
Mm.
Uh, and it's something like it, in the church. They do something in the church. So first, I must go to the church and watch him do his thing.
Mm.
I'm not very religious, so I'm not exactly
Okay.
sure what it was. But okay, I was there, and
It's funny you
uh,
go to church even though you're not
yeah.
religious.
Yeah, I went to the church to support him. What happened was, so yeah, I went to the church, but everyone in the church knows, like, the priest will say something and everyone will like respond, or they'll do like a hand movement or something. And I was completely like lost. Like I didn't know when I should move or say something.
Yeah. You just followed
Um,
everyone else.
yeah, I just followed everyone else. But yeah, it was quite funny. Then we went to we had to host a party for him as well, because it's a
Mm.
big deal in Italy. Apparently, you have to have a big party.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there I was, preparing everything for the party, and then the party started at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
until like 9 or 10. I mean, by the time I got home, it was like midnight, and I was all day working. So yeah, this morning, I don't know why I'm so exhausted. Like, when you wake up in the morning and you already feel like you're just ready to go to bed, like I could have just rolled over, and then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. That's what I feel recently.
yeah, that
Yeah, I
that is
can feel
how I
you.
feel today. I usually have so much energy, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, maybe also I got too much sun yesterday, and it's given me like, uh I don't know. Yesterday night I didn't feel very well, so I think maybe I had too much sun as well. It kind of exhausted me, and
That's
so
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good to know how you've been up to.
Yeah.
My subscription was used to like
Uh-huh.
30 minutes per day, 3 times in a
Uh-huh.
week. But
Yeah.
now
Hmm.
just only 15 minutes per day, 3 times in a week.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think now we only have 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
I prepared a few things
Yeah. Of
which I
course.
want to
Let's
talk with
hear.
you. Is that okay?
Yeah. Of course. I would love to.
Okay, so let me tell you, like, I want to ask you, like, how is this COVID situation in Italy
Uh-huh.
right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what do you think about the Tokyo Olympics, 2021 Tokyo Olympics? And this is
Yeah.
about your personal opinion.
Yeah.
And also, like, people in general in Italy, what they think about it. Yeah, can we talk about this?
what yeah, of course, what the people in Italy think about the Olympics,
Yeah,
or what
about
yeah,
about Olympics, and the first one maybe the situation in Italy.
with COVID, yeah.
Yeah,
So the situation,
I
yeah,
did
go
a
ahead.
little research about the current situation. The number of infected people is
Mhm.
192,272 people, I think,
Yeah,
around this, and total maybe 4 million 40,156, right? Around
yeah,
this. And
uh-huh,
now Japan's current infected people is like 43,268,
yeah,
and the total is like 762,698.
yeah,
So much lower than Italy. And
yeah, much lower.
yeah, and when the pandemic happens, Italy was, I believe, one of the like worst country.
Yeah,
Like people were suffering
suffering.
in Italy, and
Yeah.
now I believe the situation is gradually changing. And so what is the situation
Yeah.
in Italy right now?
Yeah, so definitely, yeah, you're definitely right. There's a lot of infected people, but here's the thing is that they maybe don't tell you in the news. I think honestly, like, I can't remember exactly what the statistics were, but like 1% of those people had severe symptoms, or maybe like 3%,
Mm,
and like, there are a lot of people who have COVID, but the symptoms lately are
mm,
a lot more, they're mild symptoms. Okay. So I know a lot of people, for example, a lot of people who have had COVID, and they were very mild symptoms, like just a little bit of sort of a normal flu,
mm.
and that's it. There was nothing too serious.
Okay.
In the beginning, though, I will say there were maybe a lot more people with severe symptoms. So severe
Yeah.
symptoms who needed to be hospitalized. Okay, so the
Mm.
problem was in the beginning there wasn't enough space in the hospitals to cure everyone. You
Yeah, that's what
know,
I saw in the news.
yeah, so, and also I think in the beginning we didn't really know the protocol. Like, we didn't know how to cure properly. What is like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
every doctor knows, okay, if this patient has cancer, these are my options of how to cure them, 1 through 10.
Mm,
These are the
mm.
options. But with COVID, it was really trial and error. So
Yeah.
not only was a lot of people getting sick, and there wasn't enough space, but also we didn't know how to properly cure them. So
Mm,
maybe people were in the hospital for a lot longer than they should have been.
yeah.
Maybe they were, the wrong protocol was used, and so maybe someone actually, it worsened the situation. Maybe
They
they could have
yeah,
died because of that even as well. Like,
they completely got
uh,
panicked.
yeah.
Yeah.
So but I think now we're dealing with it a lot better. So like now
Mm,
things are slowly getting back to normal life.
mm,
Things are starting to open up, and the curfew is getting later and later. So now it's 11 p.m. instead of,
mm.
and I think by the end of June or July, there will be no more curfew. So the curfew
No
should
more
be
coffee.
lifted. Yeah, at that point, the
Okay.
curfew should be lifted. Exactly. And so I think slowly, we are getting a little bit more back to normal. People are getting vaccinated now, so it's better.
Mm.
But yeah, in the beginning, it was definitely a mess. I mean, I heard that in the cemeteries, where people get buried when you die in a
Okay.
cemetery,
The cemetery. Yeah, I know.
they didn't have, like, they couldn't keep up with the amount of places that were needed, basically. I
Mm,
heard this at the beginning of COVID, so it was really a horrible situation.
mm,
But now I think maybe it sounds exaggerated on the news, but life is pretty normal here. We obviously we have to wear the masks when we go shopping,
mm.
when we go out, but you can go to a restaurant now. You can sit down at
Oh,
a
really?
table, as long as, you need to keep the mask until you sit at the table,
Yeah.
and then from that point you can take it off. So
How about going to bars?
yeah, you can go. Okay, so at this moment, there's still a curfew of 11 p.m. So you can go, but it will be closed at 11 p.m.
Mm.
And in about 1 or 2 months, that'll be lifted. So people will be able to go to the bar as usual,
Oh, I see. I see.
Mhm,
That
mhm.
sounds good, like compared to
Yeah.
before completely.
Yeah, before we
Yeah.
had a complete lockdown, months
Yeah.
ago we had a complete lockdown. Very strict rules.
do you think like most people in Italy got like already like vaccinated or not yet?
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, it's hard to say. I have to look at the statistics to tell you realistically. But I do think that a lot of people are starting to get vaccinated for sure. The problem is that they're skepticals. They're skeptics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people who are skeptics, they don't believe 100% that the vaccine will either help them or they think that it will cause them some kind of harm.
Yeah.
And so it's convincing, I guess, those people.
So what are they afraid of, like to like die because of like a vaccine, or like I have seen the news like Italian, not Italian, like a British like a vaccine, AstraZeneca, I don't remember, but if young people get vaccine from them, like it causes like a blood clot. I don't know.
Blood clot, yeah.
Blood clot,
blood
yeah.
clot.
It causes blood clots to like young people.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing they're afraid of. And it's true. It does cause, it can cause blood clots. But also what I heard is also COVID can cause the same kind of blood clot. So either from COVID or from the vaccine, you can have this blood clot. But the solution is quite simple. You must take like some sort of a D-dimmer, I think it's called a D-dimmer test. And it measures the amount of like blood cells and oxygen that's getting to them, something like that, to see how thick your blood is. And basically, you can measure this to prevent that from happening. Okay, we didn't know that. We didn't know that in the beginning. So people were also dying from these blood clots. And then you have a lot of things going around that I don't even know if are true. So I heard that there are some vaccines that cause infertility. You know this word, infertility?
Infertility. Oh yeah, you will be not able to like have children.
Have children, exactly. Yeah. So that's another, I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's the truth going around, but
it might be true.
It might be true. Many people are afraid of that as well. They don't want to become infertile.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot of skeptics, a lot of sort of people who are a little bit paranoid, surrounding the situation.
That's too risky, like maybe you can save your life by getting vaccine, maybe you don't get COVID, but instead you might die because of other side effects. And how about you, like are you gonna like get a vaccine or are you afraid of it?
Where do I stand? So I don't know. I think honestly, I worked in like the discoteca, so like the club, when I was DJing last summer. So I was in the middle of 5,000 people every night, and I never got COVID. Like I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm immune to it at this point because I've been in contact with so many. So it was so
funny, really.
Yeah, there was like 5,000 people every single night, and nobody was wearing the masks, and I never got sick. And also my aunt and uncle-in-law, we had a dinner at their house, and then 2 days later, they called us and they said that they were positive. They had COVID. And so we all did the test to see if we had COVID, and I didn't have it. My husband didn't have it. So, I've been lucky, but at this point, I kind of feel like I don't need the vaccine. I don't know. We'll see.
You might get already, like COVID, maybe.
Maybe I've already.
Yeah,
maybe.
You already have. Only 6 seconds left.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was
a pleasure.
but it was fun. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.